Dear Lugo here with Nuevo Impact. I'm here with the beautiful Lana Parrilla, star of ABC's Once Upon a Time. Lana, thank you so much for taking some time to just talk with us.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
We had an awesome time with the photo shoot.
It was so much fun.
An adventure trying to get here. But we got here nonetheless.
In one piece.
In one piece. Yeah. When did you realize that you wanted to be an actress?
But it's just something I knew when I was quite young. I'd say I was about probably 3. I was imitating commercials for my family. And then we were also doing some family home videos. My grandfather would, do these small films with my aunt, who's also an actress, and she was someone I really, and still is, someone I really look up to and admire. She's always been a mentor. So I think she had a huge influence on me. And I didn't start pursuing my career until I was about 16 years old, but at 12, I really knew at 12.
Did you act in school?
I did. I did some plays in school, some student films. That was a lot of fun. And I was always in drama class. Always.
You really had to persevere throughout your career to get to the place where you are and to live in your dream. Tell us what that was like.
It was quite challenging. I lost my father at 16, and that was quite devastating. And it's interesting because he didn't necessarily want me to be an actress, which I think a lot of parents feel that way about their children who want to be artists of any kind or musicians. It's always, it's a struggle. There's a lot of competition and a lot of projection, and so it wasn't something that he wanted.
A lot of broke actors out there too, right?
A lot of broke actors out there, yes. But there was for him, it wasn't something he wanted for me, but it was something I wanted. And when he passed on, it was almost kind of like I felt like I had to prove to him that I could do this and do it the right way. And I did. And I moved to California and started to pursue my dream.
What about some of the challenges that you face as a Latina trying to break into this business? Maybe some more resistance than other people, or has it been more difficult?
Yeah, so early on in my career, like in my early 20s, I was cast in Twin Cities, and I was playing a Latina from New York with the accent and everything. And then after that, I did book Boomtown, and that was a Latin role, and more of, I think it was Mexican, playing a Mexican woman. But I started struggling after Boomtown because people would say I don't look Latin enough. And I didn't quite understand that. Because I'm no blonde, green-eyed Latina back in New York. One of my cousins has green eyes and light hair. And I just felt very kind of like, well, wait a minute, that's not cheated. Well, I am Latina, I'm half Puerto Rican. And why I'm not dark enough? My features are very Latina, but in the casting world, I guess I wasn't dark enough, and that was hard for me. And I didn't, I couldn't really change much of what I looked like because this is how I look. You either take it or you leave it. I'm Latina, believe it or not. And eventually, I was so wounded by the whole thing because the roles were going to very different Latina women, and I just cut all my hair off. I said, okay, well, I looked around me in these casting offices, and I saw a lot of Latinas that were darker than me, and with this long hair, and I just thought, maybe I need to do something different. And I cut all my hair off, and it opened a different door for me. And little by little, I was playing these roles from series to series that weren't necessarily Latin roles, but then became Latin roles. And I, really love that, like, on Once Upon a Time, the evil queen, her father is Cuban. And I was talking to Eddie and Adam, who who are the creators of the show, and they said, you know what, Evil Queen Latina, we decided. And I love that, and I love that.
Diva Queen is Latina.
Yeah, I love that through my success, some of these characters that were undefined as being any particular kind of race, then within a series are identified as being Latin.
Your dad is Puerto Rican, as we know. Growing up, how immersed were you in Latino culture?
I was very much immersed in it. I learned salsa at a very young age. I do. And I dance on the feet. And so there was always like Latin music playing at the house. I lived in a very, heavy Latin community. There's a lot of mostly Puerto Rican and Dominican beings from Brooklyn. And I ate rice and beans every single day. And novelas played in the background.
It's been a while since you had to play the rice and beans.
It has been a while.
So if you get the opportunity to come to Chicago for Latino Fashion Week, we will make sure that you get the best.
El arroz con gandules.
Yeah, arroz con gandules.
It has to be. It's one of my favorite dishes.
For sure.
Yeah.
How important is that Hispanic heritage to you today?
I think it's extremely important, and for multiple reasons. And I didn't discover that until I was in my 20s. And I see the shift in not only, politically. There's so many politicians that are Latinos and that have stepped up and making such a huge difference in the world. But also in our industry, the Latin community within our industry has grown immensely over the years, and I love that. I love that I'm a part of that community. I think it really inspires a lot of the youth too, a lot of these young Latinos that I meet, sometimes walking down the street or have written me letters, and it just they feel inspired and they feel like they have a shot.
What's your desire in the industry as it relates to what kind of things would you still say maybe change, like to see this progress? What's your desire for that?
I'd like to see them. I'd like to see more political influences as well, like a lot of political Latino leaders. In the industry, I just think that I think in film, it's happened a lot more. You see Latinos, and there's so many dimensions of it, and a lot of them are humorous, a lot of them are dramatic. But in television, I think there weren't as many Latinos in television up until like the last 10 years, and I feel like we're really making that, progress in television. And it's been in film, but mostly in television over the last 10 years. I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see more Latino comedies, some Latino dramas. I think there's a lot of that on television.
Doesn't necessarily represent
American Family, that was around for a while.
Represent the demographic.
But then I feel like didn't it move to PBS? Yeah, and it didn't stay on a major network.
Or just maybe just an all Latino family comedy of choice. Where
like
Latinos are so much more of the mainstream.
Yeah.
Like that would be cool, right?
Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, as a culture, we've progressed so much. I mean, from sports to the music industry to film and television to the political field, and we're rising.
Yeah, we are rising.
We are rising.
You play a villainess once upon a time.
I do?
Yes. She's beautiful, she's sexy, but she's not to be messed with. Very powerful, dark character. How much of that character is scripted? How much is your own creativity, your own imagination, or your own dark side?
I really think it's a melting pot of all of them. Like a lot of it is the character that they've created, and a lot of it is what I've brought to the table. I think when you're working on a series, what's really interesting is when the producers really get to take the time to get to know who you are. And I think that this vulnerability that the character possesses is something that I possess, that they probably initially weren't even thinking of, or maybe they were, I'm not sure. But she is, you know, her title alone is Legal Lead. A lot of people weren't expecting to see a vulnerable side to her. And I think that was something that I possessed as a high. And then there's a lot of stuff that she challenges me on. The dark side is definitely not my choice, but
so that's not you then?
No, I mean,
there's no dark side in there.
I don't rip hearts out. I poke in hearts, but I don't rip them out. Sorry.
If you could communicate a message to aspiring actors in Chicago, what would your message say?
I would say schooling is the number one, most important thing that you can do for yourself. Stay in school, finish school, and if you want to pursue an acting career, go back to school and really study the craft for what the craft is, not to be famous, not to just get a shot. You know, a lot of people try to get in television and in film without any experience or any studying background, and I encourage all students, young Latinos, and everyone to continue staying in school and doing the best that they can, and to study whatever they're passionate about to the fullest. So.
Are there any charities or community, is there any community involvement, or is there anything that's outside of the industry that you're really passionate about to make a difference in the world?
Yes.
What are some things?
One of them is the HRC, Human Rights Campaign, and that's something that I'm currently involved in. Marriage equality is super important, and also I'm involved in there's this school in Haiti called the Cine Institute, and I was there for about a month and a half.
Well, you've gotten a little snapshot into the life of Lana Parrilla, and be looking out for her cover of Nuevo Impact, Hispanic Heritage Month in September.
Thank you.